Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Regrad. In this video, I want to explain about the topics regarding physics. One is Ohm's law, verification, resistance, laws of resistance. Laws of resistance. These topics I want to explain in this video. Ohm's law with verification, resistance, laws of resistance. Okay. Now, first of all, Ohm's law. What is meant by Ohm's law? Now, a scientist Ohm, already we know last videos I explained voltage, that is only EMF I told, current. Okay, already you know this. Voltage, it is denoted by the letter V. Current, it is denoted by the letter I. These two already you know. Now, in this video, I want to explain about Ohm's law. The scientist Ohm suggested a relation, that means he invented a relation between V and I, a relation between V and I. So, that is a popular relation in electricity, that is equal to V is equal to IR, one relation. This relation according to Ohm's law. Now, what is Ohm's law means? Suppose this is a conductor. If we are applying a voltage or EMF, both are same, current will pass. See, one conductor is there, A and B are the two ends of the conductor. If we are applying the two ends AB, across the AB we connected some voltage, that means EMF. Then what will happen? We know current will pass through this conductor. That everyone knows. Now, what Ohm's suggested is the EMF applied between any two conductors, the EMF applied between any two ends, not only here, any two ends. So, EMF applied between any two ends of a conductor is directly proportional to the current passing through that conductor. That is Ohm's law. So, what is Ohm's law? The EMF applied between two ends of a conductor is directly proportional to the current flowing through that conductor. If we are applying EMF, current will flow. This EMF, that is voltage, directly proportional to current. That is, mathematically, the voltage V directly proportional to I, or I directly proportional to V. Both meaning is same. So, current is directly proportional to voltage. That means voltage is directly proportional to current. Now, if we want to remove this proportionality symbol, we should multiply this with the second. This is first quantity, this is second quantity. Here voltage and current. See, the voltage directly proportional to current. You want to remove this proportionality symbol, we should is equal to, you want means equation, you should multiply the second quantity with some constant, proportionality constant. That constant in this case is I. So, that means this proportionality depends upon this quantity. That quantity is what in this case? R. The R is nothing but resistance. This depends upon the nature of the material. So, the material changed, then R value changed. That's why that is Ohm's law. So, according to that, V is equal to R. So, the scientist Ohm invented the relation between V, I, R. Now, what is Ohm's law means? Ohm's law is defined as the EMF between two ends of a conductor is directly proportional to the current flowing through that conductor. Which conditions? One condition also there, at constant temperature. The temperature should be constant. At that condition, at that physical condition, this statement is true. Suppose we are changing the temperature, then this relation is not valid. Throughout that experiment, the temperature should be same. We should maintain the same temperature. Generally, we will do any experiments or anything in a certain room. So, room temperature is constant only. Okay. Now, resistance. Resistance means it regards to the conductor. Any conductor is having some resistance. Now, what is resistance? I will explain. Now, if you are connecting any conductor to EMF, we know the electric field is set up across this one. Electric field set up across the conductor. Due to that electric field, in the opposite direction, electrons will move. So, electrons will move. Because of this EMF, the chemical effect of this battery, the current will continue. That we know. Already I explained. Now, what is in this is, I told already, the electrons in a conductor, that means free electrons. Free electrons of a conductor only participate in the movement of current. That means free electrons move means oppositely current will move. So, the remaining part, positive ions, I told positive ions are fixed in their positions. Positive ions fixed in their relative positions. That arrangement of positive ions is called lattice, I told. Lattice structure. The arrangement of positive ions in any material, in any conductor is called the lattice structure of that conductor. Now, if we are sending current, we are sending EMF, then what will happen? Inside this lattice structure obstructs the flow of current. That depends upon the structure of the material. Lattice structure is there, no? That structure obstructs the flow of current. That means, we know, in the smooth road, any ball or any vehicle will move some fast. That means, suppose a ball is there, just you push, it will move longer distance on smooth road. If it is rough road, at the same force you throw that same ball, it will move some distance only. That means obstruction of the road. That means friction between the road surface and the ball, the contacting surface. Here frictional force is opposing. Like that, here what is opposing? The internal structure, lattice structure of the body. Lattice structure of the body is opposing the force, opposing to the flow of electric current. So, this opposing force of the conductor, the opposing force to the flow of conductor is called resistance. Now, what is resistance? Resistance is the obstruction or opposing force to the flow of conductor. Opposing force to the flow of conductor. Current. Flow of current, not conductor. Understood now? What is resistance? Resistance is the opposing force to the flow of electrons. That means current. That means current flowing in this direction. The internal structure will attack in the opposite direction. It wants to stop. That structure wants to stop. That is according to the structure. The structure is, I told already, the lattice structure, arrangement, different materials. So that's why the resistance depends on different materials. Nature of the material, the resistance value will change. Totally that is the resistance. Now, I is measured in amperes. We know I is measured in amperes units. Now, we measured in volts. Now, R is measured in ohms. So, for amperes, to denote the amperes, simply A will write. For volts symbol, we will write small v. The ohms symbol, we will write like this. This is the symbol used to denote the unit ohms, not for resistance. Resistance symbol is R, but the units of resistance is ohms. That symbol is ohms. If you like this, this is ohm symbol, 5 ohms, 6 ohms, like that resistance ohms. The resistance is the property. Resistance is the property of a conductor which opposes the flow of electrons. Resistance is the property of conductor which opposes the flow of current. Now, the material which is having that resistance property, that is called resistor. See, this is a part. Resistor is a part. That means some conductor, suppose. Resistor. That means resistor which resists the, that means which resists the flow of current through it. That is called resistor. Now verification. Ohm's law verification. What is Ohm's law? V by I value is constant that depends upon the material. That is only resistance of the conductor, we know, but constant here. V by I is constant because we will send current through a conductor. The conductor is constant, that's why its value constant. That is only R. For the same V, for the same I, the R will change if we are changing that material, then only it will change, otherwise don't change. Okay, now V by I is constant. This value we should prove experimentally. So that is the experimental verification of Ohm's law. Now experimental setup. For any experiment, what we should write in exams, the question, write the experimental verification of Ohm's law means first we should write the aim. What is aim? To verify the Ohm's law. That is V by I is constant. Then Ohm's law statement we should write. The EMF applied across the two terminals of a conductor is directly proportional to the current flowing through that conductor. Write that statement. That is Ohm's law. After that we should write equipment means apparatus. Apparatus means physical equipments, physical things, physical equipments what we want to do this experiment. Those are called apparatus. For this apparatus what we want means first iron spoke. It is used as conductor, some conductor, iron spoke. Next one battery, that means cells, 2 or 3 cells. Suppose 2 or 3 cells connected in series, then that is called battery. Here individually we will increase the cells, we will change the EMF, that's why cells, some cells, okay, that's why cells I wrote 4 like this. Okay, iron spoke, cells. Next one switch. Switch means to on and off the electricity flowing through a conductor, we know that switch. Next one is voltmeter. Next one is ammeter. Next one connecting wires. These are needed to do this experiment. So iron spoke, this is acts as a conductor. Cells, switch. Voltmeter, which is used to measure voltage. See, voltage. Voltmeter is a device which is used to measure the voltage across a conductor. It measures the voltage across a conductor. Next ammeter, it is used to measure the ammeter. Ammeter is a device which is used to measure the current flow through a conductor. It measures current flowing through that conductor. Voltmeter measures the voltage across the PD, potential difference across the conductor. Now connecting wires, to connect as per the circuit, here connecting wires needed. Now how to connect, I will draw the circuit. According to this we should connect this equipment. First this is spoke, iron spoke. The two ends of the iron spoke we should connect to a voltmeter to measure the voltage across this conductor. Voltmeter always parallel, the voltmeter is always parallel to the circuit. Parallel means across the two ends directly. See, this end one end, this end connect to this end, this end connect to this end directly, that is across the conductor. Next one end, here you connect one ammeter. Now here switch, here cell. So this is the connection. See, this is cell, that means one only I connected means 1.5 volt. Cell, you know the cell, torchlight, ordinarily we will use cells in wall clocks, we will use in some keyboards, we will use anyway some torchlights we will use. That cells depending upon sizes, whatever the size may be, the voltage EMF should be 1.5 volts only, whatever the size. Some thick batteries also there, cells, thin cells also there, but what is different means the storage capacity is different. Small cell means it will use up to 200 milliamperes current only. Some big cells means 500 milliamperes. Like that storage capacity will change, but with constant EMF 1.5 volts only they will give. each cell, ordinary cell. Now, this is the connection. This is what iron spoke. This is voltmeter. This is ammeter. This is switch. Yes. This is battery. Instead of battery, single I connected. Single battery. Okay. This is the connection. Now, to arrange a table. So, serial number, voltmeter reading, that is volts, ammeter reading amperes, next V by I value that we want, so this one, like this table. Now arrange all the equipment as per the circuit diagram, then you connect it, this circuit to a 1.5 volts battery. First you take 1.5 volts, 1.5 volts you take. Now switch on. When you switch on, the current will flow through the conductor across the voltmeter also. So across the conductor, how much voltage is there, that it will show. PD, potential difference between the two ends of the conductor, it will show. That is only we wrote that, we note down that one. Suppose generally what is we supplied that TMF only, it will show, that is 1.5. Any changes mean that you will write here, very small changes that you see and write. Okay, generally nearly 1.5 only it will show. Now here I. Now you see this ammeter reading. The ammeter gives how much current is passing through this conductor, it will show. From the battery, how much current is taking this conductor, the ammeter will show current. So that we note down I1, because we don't know this value, we should see. In experiment only you can see. Now V by I, divide this 1.5 by I1, that you divide. This value we know no? By doing experiment, that you divide, you write it here, that value x1, that result. Now you remove this battery. Now you connect two batteries. Two batteries you connect now. One big one, small one, big one, small one. While drawing you should remember, one end should be positive, one end should be negative. The big end is positive, the small end is negative. So see, positive, negative, positive, negative. Like that, this is series connection. This connections later I will explain clearly. Now two batteries, that means 1.5 plus 1.5, 3 volts. Now this is 3 volts. Again you see the reading, that is I2. Again divide 3 by I2, that value x2. Next third time you increase the batteries. So 1, 2, 3 batteries, that means 4.5 volts. So 4.5 volts. Again switch on, then you this reading 4.5 only. This reading, ammeter reading, you see and write here. This is in milliamperes. So milliamperes of current will pass. Now next one, that value is 4.5 by I3 value is. Lastly one more 4 batteries. It becomes 6 volts. Now 6 volts I4. You divide 6 by I4, you x4. That value is 6 by I4 value is x4. Like that you fill the table. Okay. If you observe, after finishing, if you see all the values are nearly equal, that means suppose 5, 4.92, like that 4.99, like that 5.001, like that also. But see 4.92 means it is nearly 5. It is nearly 5. It is nearly 5 only. So point after point, decimal points after small changes will come. So we can take it as constant. Same value means constant. So it verified. V by I is constant. That is only Ohm's law. Experimentally it is verified. Okay. Now how this is constant? Why this is constant? By changing the EMF also. Why the V by I value is not changing? The reason is, see here, V by I, what I told, R. So here R means what here? Conductor. Here this one conductor. See, that's why the conductor is having some resistance. The conductor is having that some resistance. According to that resistance only current will pass. So we are not changing this one. If you are increasing, direct proportion I told. If you are increasing this also increasing. If you are increasing this also increasing. But whatever it may be, the ratio is same. So if this is increasing, this is not any change means then the value will change. But this increasing, accordingly this also increasing. If we are increasing, accordingly this also increasing. But anyway V by I value is not changing. That is the resistance of this conductor. See, we are changing the resistance, not changing. No? One time with iron spoke, another time you change this copper wire. Like that if you keep means definitely the values will change. No, we are not changing this conductor. That means the resistance of a conductor is fixed. The resistance of a conductor is fixed. It never changes in ordinary conditions. So that is the reason. The next one is loss of resistance. Loss of resistance. That means the resistance will depend on some factors. What are those factors? Loss we will write. That loss experimentally we should verify. That in the next video I will explain that verifications of loss of resistance. But here I will explain the loss only. Now the first law, loss only I will explain. Generally the resistance depends upon nature of the material, temperature, length of the conductor, CSA, cross sectional area of the conductor. On these factors the resistance will depend. Nature of the material, temperature, length, CSA. Okay, already we saw if we are changing the material, then definitely according to that nature the resistance will change. Okay, next is temperature. So the resistance of a conductor is change with the temperature. If the temperature increases, then some change should be there in resistance. Generally temperature increases, the resistance decreases. The temperature increases, the resistance decreases. Why means I will tell later. Now generally, now these two are useful for mathematical calculations. Now the law, first is law, these on which factors the resistance depends means you write these points. Now the laws I am telling. First, the law, first point, the resistance of a conductor is directly proportional to the length of the conductor. The resistance of a conductor is directly proportional to length of the conductor. Resistance are directly proportional to length of the conductor. Suppose here I am drawing here, this is length of the conductor and this is area CSA. This area is A, suppose cross sectional area of the conductor. Now the resistance of a conductor is directly proportional to length of the conductor. Direct proportion means here two quantities are there. One is resistance, next is length. If this quantity increases, this quantity also increases. This quantity decreases, this quantity also decreases. That type of proportion is called direct proportion. Suppose R increases, resistance, length increases. That means length increases, R increases. Length decreases, R decreases. That proportion is called direct proportion. Inverse proportion, suppose this is inverse proportion means this R increases, L decreases. That means L increases, R decreases. L decreases, R increases. Like that inversely happen means that is called inverse proportion. But here now direct proportion. Length increases means resistance increases. Okay. Next law is the resistance of a conductor is inversely proportional to its cross sectional area. The R inversely proportional means symbol is same only, but inversely 1 by you write. Inversely proportional to cross sectional area is A. The resistance of a conductor is inversely proportional to cross sectional area of the conductor. Now these are okay. If you combine these two, you see, if you combine R proportional to L into 1 by A, say R proportional to L into 1 is L by A, R proportional to L by A we got. I told already, if you want to remove this proportionality symbol and keep equal to symbol, then we should multiply this term with some constant of proportionality. In this case, the constant of proportionality is rho, RHO, rho. So rho, R is equal to, if you remove this equal to, you kept R is equal to rho L by A. Here this is called constant of proportionality, that is only called specific resistance of this material. Rho is what? Specific resistance specific resistance of the material. So in this way, this material also, on the material also it depends, resistance, specific resistance of the material. So R is equal to rho L by A. By using this formula, we can calculate the resistance of a conductor. Here L we know, the length we can measure, cross sectional area we can measure, rho we can see in the tables. So for every material already they calculated its specific resistance, and in Clark tables, that means logarithmic tables book is there, no, trigonometric values and logarithmic values. In that book, Clark table book, it will be scientific Clark table book. In that book, the resistances, specific resistance of some conductors they will give. By seeing, we can apply this value. So specific resistance. Now what is meant by specific resistance means, suppose a cube of any material, copper, suppose copper. So this is cube. That means the length is 1 cm, breadth, height. Length, breadth, height 1 cm you take. That means what? 1 cm cube of material, 1 centimeter cube of material. So now what is specific resistance means? The resistance offered by a opposite faces of 1 cm square area of a material. See here, if you are supplying the opposite to back space and front space, these two spaces if you are giving to an EMF, then what resistance it offers the two opposite faces, square cm, unit area, the unit area, the resistance offered for unit area, unit cross sectional area of this material is called specific resistance of that material. So like that, that is specific resistance. Now R is resistance, rho is specific resistance, L is length of the conductor, A is cross sectional area of the conductor. Now by this we can calculate the resistance of the conductor. These are the laws of resistance. Now next video, how the resistance depends upon these factors. So experimentally we should do like Ohm's law, we will prove experimentally. Those experiments I will explain in the next class. I hope everyone understood this video. If you like this video, please subscribe my channel. Thank you. Thank you for visiting this video.